So for everyone who computer just crashed for the second time in a row, which is not cool. Hold on, I'm just resetting everything. All right, I'm online again. Yeah, we're back online again. Sorry, my computer has also the flu today and has a bad mood apparently. Damn it. Yeah, the state is all right. Just lost 5 minutes maybe. Recovered. Yeah. So sorry for this inconvenience. Where is it? Photoshop is really bad when you're in the process of saving and then your electricity cuts off. Then the file is lost completely, unfortunately. Okay, give me a couple of minutes. I'm just trying to reset everything how it has been. Yeah, it's time for a new computer, I fear. At some point, I think my machine is just too old. Can really feel it when I stream and paint on Photoshop. It's very laggy. It's very slow. Okay, I think we are back. I just need to turn on some music for me. No one will be able to hear it, though. Okay, we're good to go. The spec talk. What is the spec talk? Oh, computer specs. Oh, no, I'm really bad at this. I don't even remember what my machine has. Comparing penis sizes. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I haven't measured it. I just really hope that my computer doesn't crap out a second time or a third time. I'd be really sorry about this. This channel is open for really bad jokes, so feel free to post them. Huh. Yeah, I also own a BMW. That's all I can say. You mean bad jokes are the territory of men? Yeah. There is a correlation between your car brand and your popularity with the other gender, apparently. Okay. I have to give him something for his feet. But I have to say, a woman driving a BMW on purpose, I can imagine many men being impressed by that. At least if you're a car fanatic as a man, which is also not always the case. Yeah, Feet. Boots. Ah, yeah. But you have the same kind of, how do you call it, hypocrisy with everyone. You know, men want a nun as a girlfriend, but a whore in bed. And women want the dream prince that can solve every problem, but who's not an asshole, but actually they like people who are, you know, the cliche, basically. Guys who can be rude, because that's kind of is confused with self-confidence from time to time. So the conclusion is no one knows what he or she wants until they probably see it, hopefully. Oh man, every time my computer gets a hiccup, I'm scared shitless that this thing is going to crash. Jesus. Hey, Gregor, man. Thanks for joining in. I'm really honored to hear that. Yeah, today the topic is we continuing this series of fantasy, random fantasy characters with a necromancer. He's a little bit short. Look at him. That's not intimidating. We have to scale him up. Yeah, better. Way better. Ha. Younger brother. Yeah. Well, since he doesn't have, how do you call these things? The layers between the bones in your spine, like sponges. Because he's dead, everything is collapsed, so naturally he would be a little bit smaller. Let's take care of his boots. Vertebrae. Is it vertebrae? I think so. Not exactly. I meant in vertebral discs they are called, or spinal discs. This is what the translator tells me. He's a friendly fella. Doesn't mean any harm, except for his weird black magic. Übrigens, Friedel, ich lese deinen Chat auch. Nicht, dass du dich wunderst, dass ich darauf nicht reagiere. Aber das mit Cubase ist natürlich abgefahren. Und das mit den Frauen, die Fahrrad fahren können, das verstehe ich als Requirement. Yeah. Racism against Necros. That's a really dangerous sentence. No, it's... I'm not sure if I can say it. Necros is quite close to the word Negros. You know, the C, exchange it with a G. So if you say it, it's, you know... You can count one and one together, can't you? Yes, this is what I meant. So it's actually makes it more funnier that you haven't noticed it. How innocent. Don't worry. Yeah, I know, I guessed that. So it's all right. He's getting some nice ass boots, I guess. Whoops. Saving. Panic. Photoshop crapping out again. The Art of Prey, The Art of Follow, The Art of Doom. Really nice stuff. Slightly envious on my side, to be honest. Well... Oh yeah, man, I get you. Every time I bought a new book or magazine, it's like, you know, flipping through the pages and yes, art, print, nice. Oops. Where's my black? There it is. Yes, bon appetit. Alright, I will be streaming for maybe 20 more minutes and then I'm probably off. So, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, you too. Hmm. Just checking something. All right. one thing that I would like to, what I'm thinking about right now, that I want to pay a little bit more attention to in the next sketches is a clearer separation between the several parts, because right now it's basically a value mess. You have similar values all over the place, and I would like to get a little bit clearer reading out of this by separating the elements with different values from each other. For instance, this leather jacket, it's gray, and we could make it darker so that it stands out. I'll try it right now. Tint it a little bit darker. So something like this. As you can see, we have a way clearer separation of what's going on. So step I usually make more in the end of the process, because it's very easy to do with all the tools you have in Photoshop. But right now I feel that it might be beneficial to do it for the eye, to get a fresh view on it. Because his stomach, I'm not even sure what kind of, is this bone, is this cloth? I have to figure it out. But the good point is it's very bright, so it makes a good contrast to the rest. Oh, no. Wait. Try to do the same thing with his hands, because it offers to be a good choice. Whoops. That's a little bit too hard. Yeah, looks better. It's better readable from a distance, especially if you're working in games and you have, I don't know, a perspective that is from the top, for instance, where you can't see any details, a very broad shape or very easy to readable shape and easy to distinguishable body parts is very beneficial for the eye to interpret what's going on. all his guts are being held together by this one belt. Yeah. Good. Save. Don't forget to save. Oops. He's missing an arm. find it always fascinating that everything in two-dimensional space that appears to be three-dimensional is actually merely an illusion. There is no z-axis, there is no depth. You have to fool the eye to create depth. It's always a fascinating thought for me. And all your means is basically value, because the eyes are very receptive to the difference in brightness, way more than color. Color is basically relatively irrelevant, and this is the reason why black and white images or photography work that well. We have more receptors for brightness than we have for color. In Germany there is a slogan that says all cats are gray at night, and this basically shows that when you have bad lighting conditions, the receptors for, you know, brightness, black and white, still work, but for color they don't. Yes, exactly. Thanks, @Onion, for noticing that. Yeah, there are several aspects to texture and details that are interesting in this context. I mean, if you how should I put it? If you modify a texture so that it can indicate perspective, it can indicate geometry, it can indicate a roundness. If you set scratch and dust in the wrong positions, it doesn't look flat, it looks more round. As you said, it gives your brain additional information about the positioning of the geometry, basically. But for me, it serves also another purpose. In my style, I call it chaos to control. I have basically a brush that creates chaos, that creates a lot of texture and noise, and I have one brush that smudges it all out to create, well, softer surfaces. And it's always a balance between these two. The one gives you inspiration, the other one defines the idea. It's an interesting interplay. And it's, for me, it picks up the best parts of how our brain interprets information. My problem is I love the chaos so much. I love this freedom of interpreting the image so much that it's actually at some point, how do you call it, a disadvantage for me, because the game industry, they sometimes want very, very tight images with a lot of detail where everything is clear, up to the point that for me personally it sometimes looks dead, because there's nothing to explore. And I like to have a good balance, but I don't know. It's just me, and when I was at a client and I said, yeah, this image is ready, and he was like, no, there's tons of detail missing. And I was like, well, you're supposed to interpret the detail because it's more fun this way. And they were like, no, sorry, we need a fully rendered image. And I was like, okay, whatever. Client's wishes. Didn't really care that much, just took a lot of time, and I didn't really see the point. It was just, yeah, conforming to a, how should I say, to an aesthetic that was established, and everyone thought they should, yeah, how should I say, they should be coherent to this aesthetic instead of trying new things. But whatever. I wasn't the art director. I was just the illustrator. On the one hand, I'm disappointed that people are afraid of trying new things. On the other hand, if you had contact with the finance department and you see how much they sweat, especially in games or movies, because it's a super high risky venture, you can understand that they sometimes rather would like to play it safe. No, doesn't work. Drapery is also such a weird thing. Sometimes you get it right, sometimes it just doesn't want to work. Was the excavator planned, or was it by accident? Yeah, general directions oftentimes enough. Yeah, you'll get there. It's There's a lot of routine that has to be grinded in first, and then stuff will be easier. I mean, technique is one thing. This is something you can learn relatively quick, but fill in your brain with the visual library, with cool shapes, with stuff that you're comfortable with things that look good. This is what takes time, years sometimes. Well, most of the time, years. I mean, fantasy is not usually or currently not a topic that I draw a lot in, but I was working on a fantasy-based game for years, and yeah, a lot of shapes that I've figured out that work and that I like come from this time. What do you mean with mechanical issues? I assume you think how you try to design a thing and you want to make it work in real life. Is that it? Hmm. Ah. Yeah, I know this is a struggle sometimes you have to have. Well, it depends. If you're working for the entertainment sector, it just has to look cool and look as if it could work. But if you're working on car design and it should work, then it's something else. Hey, Squishy. Thanks. Yeah, I'm designing a couple of semi-random fantasy characters. We have Rasbogast. Dark Souls, interesting. No, I haven't played it. We have Rasbogast, which is a mixture of Rasputin and Radagast. Zanduralf, self-explanatory. And this dude hasn't got a name. So maybe you have some suggestions. Good. Seems that you got the joke. of Thunderelf. Oh man, the emojis here are so weird. It looked like a steaming pile of yellow shit, but it's actually cheese. I don't know, is it? Maybe it's open for interpretation. Okay, I actually wanted to finish the stream 20 minutes ago, so I probably will do it just about now. Just giving him some details on the boots. The good old hiking boots. And I'm lucky that my computer didn't crap out on me. Not lucky, happy. All right. So, this concludes today's stream. I give him the name Scully Mech Skullface. Since we didn't have any super suggestions. All right. Thank you very much for everyone who has tuned in. I probably will be streaming next, no, for sure I will be streaming next Saturday at 4 p.m. Central European Time, maybe during the week, but I can't promise. And yeah, aside from that, I wish everyone a very good weekend, a good week, and fun with their studies, jobs, and careers. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and see you around.